Hi friends, I'm Yamini Sharma and I welcome you back to my channel Saffron Box. Today is the third video. I'm going to be talking about the Rahu and Mars conjunction. In the earlier two videos in this series, I spoke about Rahu's conjunction with Sun and then Rahu's conjunction with Moon. So today I'm going to be talking about the effect of Rahu's conjunction with Mars in your natal chart. So if you're born with this particular conjunction, which is a very interesting conjunction, a very powerful one, this is what I'm going to be talking about. So as usual, if before I go ahead, if you haven't subscribed till now, do hit the subscribe button, tap the bell icon. In case you like the content by the end of the video, do give me a thumbs up, and most importantly, what I always look forward to from my viewers, from my audience, is sharing your comments in the comment section. In case you have this conjunction yourself in your natal chart and you have anything special to share, do share it. In case you know people who have this particular conjunction of Rahu and Mars sitting together in their natal chart, do share your experiences as well. That is something which I really look forward to as well. Now, so if you see Rahu and Mars, Rahu is a strong energy. Rahu does not have any physical existence, right? So it's the dragon's head. It's an astronomical point. And Rahu behaves as per the sign, as per the house, as per the company it has, right? So I've explained about Rahu several times in many of my videos. On the other hand, you have Mars. Now Mars is the planet of energy. Mars is the planet of desire, of willpower, right? So it inculcates desire in us. Whatever desire we have, it tells us, okay, this is your desire, now go ahead and fight for it. Go ahead and achieve your goals. Stand up and fight. Gather your energy, gather your courage, gather your willpower together. So Mars is the planet which shows, which signifies all this, signifies our courage, signifies our energy, our stamina, the go-gettership which we have, the ability to lead. Remember, Mars is the Senapati, Mars is the commander-in-chief in the planetary cabinet. So ultimately what will happen on ground is what Mars decides. The Sun is the king, Sun will give the direction, Sun will give the orders, but what finally happens in the battlefield is what the commander-in-chief does, is how he leads the army. So in a similar way, Mars decides how we will go ahead and fight with the opposition, or how do we go ahead and fight with the competition. We are not fighting in any battlefield these days. The battlefield is the kind of competition which we have, because as time is going by, resources are shrinking and the wants are increasing, right? So our desires, our wants are increasing in this Kali Yuga. So here the Martian energy takes a lot of importance. How do we go about meeting the ends is something which Mars will also help in deciding. Right? So when this conjunction comes together, Mars with the fire energy and Rahu, which is actually representative of the air element, here when fire and air come together, there's a lot of power which is generated. Now, how does this power affect you? Is this power, or is this energy which comes together, is it working positively for you, or is it working negatively for you? It depends on the overall chart, first of all. Secondly, how do you understand this energy, and how are you willing to use your free will to utilize this energy? That is a very important part of our lives. So each planet, each conjunction, each combination, each yoga has something good and bad. But how are you willing to use that energy is up to you. And that's what astrology helps us in understanding. Right? So when Mars and Rahu come together, one, they create a lot of abundance of energy. It is also called the Angarak Yoga. Okay? And first of all, you have to see the degrees. I always say this. In any house, if you find two planets, now in this case we have Mars and Rahu, do check the degrees. So if you have Mars at say 2 degrees and you have Rahu at 29 degrees in that house, a house spans over 30 degrees, so that will be a very loose conjunction. It's like as good as being away, there's a lot of distance between them. But if you have Mars at 5 degrees and you have Rahu at 10 degrees, then you know that Rahu is moving backwards, right? So Rahu is always retrograde in motion. Rahu is moving back. It is going to cross over Mars. It is approaching Mars as such. So here the energy will be stronger, much stronger. And Rahu will actually become the stronger one in this particular conjunction. So you have to see the degrees, see the placements, and then come to the results. You also need to understand a bit about the dashas which you're running. Now here, when Mars and Rahu come together, with this abundant energy, the native has a lot of physical energy. Mars signifies our physical energy, our stamina. So this is a very good energy for people who are in the fields which require a lot of physical energy. So if you're a sports person, if you are someone who's doing physical labor every day, okay, or you are in the police, the defense, fire department, all these combinations require a lot of physical energy with a lot of agility, with a lot of active energy you've got to have. So here this energy works very well. It's very good for these kind of professions. And you'll find people in these professions, especially if this combination is there in the 6th house, in the 10th, in the 9th, right? So you'll see a lot of people in the police, in the defense, etc. with this particular combination. It gives the ability to fight the enemy. It gives you the ability to stand up to any issue, to stand up for a fight. Now on the negative sense, this energy can be used by other people as well. So an army man also picks up weapons and fights the enemies across the border. But at the same point in time, somebody who wants to create mischief, wants to create havoc in the society, also can pick up the same arms and fight and create a mess, right? So this energy can work both ways. Now depending on the position of moon, depending on what your overall chart is saying, this energy will play out in your chart, right? So this is the difference here, the positive energy and the negative side which I was talking about. Here is the difference. So this energy can produce either of the two. Then since Mars and Rahu together, when they come, Mars is the planet of fighting also, and Rahu is someone who will amplify. So if you want to fight, Rahu is going to push you to fight. So there could be a tendency to become violent, right? So one can do mental violence, one can be physically violent, one can be aggressive. So there is a lot of aggression usually found when this particular combination, this particular conjunction is there in your birth chart, especially in the 1st house, in the 4th, in the 6th house. So all these combinations can show you that yes, the person, you cannot fight with this person. He is going to take the fight till the end, till he wins, because he's not going to give up. And there could also be chances of him getting very violent. So these people can resort to any means to fight over their enemy, to win over their enemy. So while this is a good energy, especially if you find this conjunction in the Upche Bhavas, so the 3rd, the 6th, the 10th, 11th, these houses, if they have this particular conjunction, they are very good for growth. You need a lot of good malefic energy to grow in life, to beat over competition, to crack competitive exams, to surge ahead, to go ahead in life. But at the same point in time, you also need to see what kind of means are you employing to achieve your objective. That is again something which is a little tricky with this particular combination. Then Mars and Rahu also, since they are malefic planets, can also produce scientists, engineers, people in the IT field. Mars is the planet which represents logic, rules over mathematics, though Mercury also rules over mathematics, but Mars also has a hand here. Rules over engineering, machines, etc., along with Saturn. And Rahu is the planet of the future. Rahu is the planet which takes care of the IT field. So here, a lot of engineers, software engineers, or people who make games, who are into gaming, etc., they can have this combination. If they have this combination, they can actually do very well as well. So some kind of a virtual reality, if they work with, favorable for that, favorable for advancement in the software or the IT fields, right? So here what happens is, with this particular energy, one needs to be in control of their energy or in control of their emotions. That is something which is very important here. And you need to be very careful if you have this combination, Mars and Rahu together, in the sign of Cancer, where Mars is in debilitation. It's a watery sign also, so not a very great place. So if you have this combination in the sign of Cancer, you've got to be very careful with your emotions. Keep a check. Try to stay sobered down. Do not react easily. If you have this combination in Mars, of Mars and Rahu in the sign of Scorpio, the fiery energy can really become very strong. Mars becomes very strong in its own sign. So between Aries and Scorpio, now again, if you have this combination in the sign of Aries and how it will be in the sign of Scorpio, there's a lot of difference. In the sign of Scorpio, it can lead to a lot of secret activities, doing things which are not warranted, doing things which are hidden, secret acts. But it will not be the same in the sign of Aries when Mars and Rahu come together, right? Then you've also got to see, if you have Mars and Rahu combination in earthy signs, so signs of Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn for that matter, it will still hold the energy. So imagine that you have, as I explained, Mars is fire and Rahu is that air, it is amplifying, it is giving a push to Mars. So you want to get angry, okay, yes, you are right in getting angry. So it will not control, it will just give a push and enjoy the fun. So there's a lot of mischief also which can come here. So you've got to see, if this kind of a combination, if it is in an earthy sign, it gets sobered down. It will not get more, stimuli or more, help, in increasing the fire. In fiery signs, this can be tricky. In watery signs, again, very distorted energy, doesn't know what to do, confused, and can be easily misled. In air signs, again, there's a possibility of getting misled. So wrong thinking, wrong planning, wrong thoughts, all these things can happen. So overall, to summarize, Mars and Rahu, I'm not trying to scare people. It's not all bad here with this energy, as I said, because you have to see the other things in your chart as well. But overall, what you've got to see is to take care of your aggression. Put up your point, talk about what you feel like, but maintain a dignity, maintain a decorum, and speak up within that line, speak up within limits. Do not get aggressive. In fact, with Mars and Rahu coming together, see, Mars is muscle, Mars is our body, it represents the muscles which we have, the blood circulation, etc. Mars and Moon together rule that. And you have Rahu. So there's a lot of, these people have a lot of physical energy, as I mentioned earlier. So one of the best remedies for this Mars and Rahu conjunction is to spend your physical energy. Make sure that you at least, you work out, or you do some exercises, you play a sport, you take out the excess physical energy at least for an hour every day. So spend up your physical energy. Read about things which relate to the future. Read about science, technology. Rahu is the planet of the future. So read about science and technology. Enhance your skills there. And generally, there is a tendency to be futuristic, to understand what is going to happen, to understand the latest trends in technology, in science, etc. with this particular combination. But also do remember, while you got to be careful regarding all this, but many a times what happens, wherever this energy is in your chart, so wherever you have this Mars Rahu conjunction in your chart, the living significations or the jiva element in that house is disturbed. So if you have Mars and Rahu in the 4th house, which represents your mother, then there could be disturbance in your relationship with your mother. The mother could have been very aggressive with you while you were growing up, or you become very aggressive towards your mother. Mars and Rahu in the 7th house can give a lot of disturbance in the marriage. So it could be, bad decisions regarding marriage, marrying up the wrong person, not being able to think through, taking impulsive decisions with regard to marriage. And then in some cases, there could be some amount of disturbance, physical violence in the marriage as well. So these kind of combinations can play up. So you've got to see where this conjunction is taking place and check the jiva, check the living signification. And do share your experiences in the comment section. I would love to hear them. Take care. All the best till I see you in my next video.